Hi there. I'm going to do a quick little chat on what to do when your stone breaks. And I guess one of the first things that comes with the more you carve, the more you realize that a lot of stone will fracture, will crack, and will break. And the real key in what you're looking for while you're working on it, while you're chiseling, while you're cutting, is you're looking for it to start to get a little what I call nervous. And you'll see the dust on it start to do a bit of a jump. And it always tends to do a bit of nervous jiggling that doesn't quite look flat like the rest of the dust on the stone. And that's the minute you have to stop, because if you continue going, then the piece will break off and fall off. And once you've done that, then you have a lot of issues. Once the piece has actually fallen off the stone, you're talking about epoxy. A lot of folks build wax dams and let the epoxy soak through down into the piece. It's what I find is it almost never looks right. And people talk about mixing any kind of stone dust in, and that also doesn't work. You put the stone dust in and it basically shows everybody where the crack was for all time. The most important thing, and this is just critical, is cyanoacrylate. And you know, the cyanoacrylate is basically crazy glue. I buy it in bigger jugs, and the one thing I'll tell you to do right away too is buy the solvent that matches the cyanoacrylate. This is specifically solvent for instant glues in case you have an accident and you glue something together, like yourself or your lips or your eyeballs or who knows what. Make sure you buy the solvent when you buy the super glue. It's pretty simple stuff, pretty simple to use. Feed it into the crack, let it flow. It's super low viscosity, or is that high viscosity? No, it's super low viscosity, and it just bleeds. Like you put it in the top of something and it'll flow out the bottom. And one of them was a large marble piece, about 1,000-pound marble piece, and I literally saw a crack developing on the top, and I fed it glue and it ran out the bottom. So you realize that this will continue to close and flow into places and seal it shut, and not just one use either. I mean, I will drown the stone in this stuff for 2 or 3 or 4 multiple uses of the crazy glue, of the super glues, and just to get it to flow into everything. For some other things where it's not visible, such as attaching pins and what, I tend to use a 2-part multi-purpose epoxy, and I like paste because they seem to bond really well on doing some of the pins and such. And of course, for gluing large pieces of stone where you can control the surface, the Tenax products are great. This is a knife grade transparent, and both the fast flowing and the knife grade are super. That's just the size I have for demonstration right now. But this basically gives you an idea of what I would use in order to glue cracks in stone. If you see a crack, don't let it go. It will only get worse, and feed it glue and feed it glue and feed it glue until it can't eat any more glue.